What would you do if I told you I was pregnant right now?
What are you talking about? I didn't crawl out from under a rock.
Thoughts on your kids getting back with an ex? No wonder she left you.
Don't take yourself too seriously. That's a tough one. I'm gonna tell you why.
They're sleepovers with boyfriends.
And you're like, this big cloud of smoke that looks like a diesel engine. You're like an idiot. Oh, God almighty. I was smoking cigarettes at 11. Oh, no.
Hello, everybody. Unbuckle. Get comfortable.
Oh, my. I'm sorry. Hello.
Today, we are here with my dad, as most of you may know him.
Could I first start something? I just want to say.
Yeah.
25 minutes ago, I'm in the garage lifting weights because I do that. I'm trying to take care of myself as I get older. And Brookie says, could we do a video that we talked about a while ago? And I'm like, yeah. I go, but I'm going to be doing squats. It's probably the most brutal exercise. I'm mellow. I'm ready to answer questions.
Okay, he just
that
had to
being said,
address
let's
that.
go. I wanted to let everyone know because they're going to go, what's wrong with your dad?
So today, I'm going to ask my dad his opinion on controversial topics. We're starting off with an absolute bang.
God almighty.
What would you do if I told you I was pregnant right now?
Okay.
Which I am not.
Okay. Well,
clarify.
When I was younger than you, me and Mom had to tell my parents and Graham that she was pregnant. We weren't married. You're with Paul a long time. You have a lot of respect for yourself, which I'm very happy about. And I would be fine with it, honestly.
Really?
I would 1,000% be fine with it.
Wow.
Because, as you guys all know, we're not very conventional in this family. Mm-hmm. In other words, they were homeschooled. I'm not like a 9-to-5er. And not that I have anything against school. Not that I have anything against people with 9-to-5s.
No,
I respect everyone. I equally respect everyone. But I wouldn't be like, how could you do this to yourself? This is not right. Oh my God. No, I'm not like that. Maybe if she was dating Paul for 3 months, I'd be like, are you out of your mind? It's a different story.
Yeah.
Paul's part of the family, and that's just the way it is.
Mom wouldn't care either, she says. No. My next question is,
don't make me choke on this apple.
Your kids moving cities.
Oh, no. Although we're a very unconventional family,
you're not allowed to leave.
I want my kids around. You want to move, I don't know, within like 30 miles, I'm fine with that. But I don't want you guys to be in another state. It's a lot. It's much.
Yeah.
We're a very
good.
We're a very close family, and I would rather you guys be around.
Yeah.
I want to see you guys grow. I want to see your kids eventually grow. I want to talk to you guys on a regular basis. Mm-hmm. Even if it's, sometimes we could see each other on a Sunday all day. Sometimes I could just see Brookie and give her a kiss hello, and she goes about her day and I go about mine, but we do see each other on a regular basis, and that's what I like. That's what
me too.
But if you had to, if you insisted, if you whatever, and I'm flexible, but that's one thing that I'm kind of not that flexible.
No, I agree. I wouldn't want any of my siblings to move cities.
No.
Or you guys, obviously.
But people do it, and I'm fine with that as well with what people do.
But I would hate that.
I'm not saying you're bad if you move away from your family. No, come on.
No, but
because people have a way of working around those things and seeing each other and making long vacations.
But I don't want that. Yeah, like I can't.
No.
I don't want that. Your girls having boyfriends as a teen. How did you feel about that? None of them are teenagers anymore.
Yeah, Brookie, as we all know, just turned 20, which is a big milestone. No more teenagers. But it's not easy as a dad, because when you're young, you're looking at this baby and you're going, my daughter's never going to go out with anyone until she's married. And then you have all these crazy thoughts in your head. But look at yourself. You have to look at your siblings that you grew up with, and everybody turned out okay. And that's a very interesting question.
Right.
Because
there's some really good ones.
As long as you respect yourself, I'm okay with it. I'm not crazy about it, but it's natural. And what my wife told me when Brookie started dating Paul, I was like...
Yeah, because I was only 15.
There might have been a little sneaking around for a couple of weeks, but one day she left. I came home from work. A car left my house, and I said, where's Brooke? And Mom said, she's with her friend. I go, who's her friend? Her friends drive? She's 15. She said, no, her friend Paul. I said, how come I never met Paul? Tell her to come home right now. The phone call went out. She came home. And I don't know if I met Paul that day.
I don't remember.
I don't know if I said, have him come in. Because I might not have been.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. Because I think I would have remembered meeting him that way.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't have been cool. And maybe it's better that he didn't come in. I wouldn't have been an idiot. But I might have put on my stern face. Mom said to me, do you want her to sneak around behind your back? And I said, no. My wife, Mom, has a way of kind of reeling me in when I'm a little bit off the edge. She kind of lets me, you know, have my way and feelings and with you guys, and because she knows she could trust my opinion, she trusts my decisions, but sometimes she has to reel me in, and sometimes I'll even talk to her about, you know, all right, hey, they're gonna be that way. Just easy, relax. We help each other out along the way, as you know. It's not easy raising kids, 5 kids, daughters, teenagers. But Brianna kind of broke the ice. Listen, as you go along, you kind of, you know, ease up with each kid. But it's not easy. Any of you guys, when you become dads, and you call up cameraman, he'll help you out. Another bite.
Next question. It's smoking, and then it says vaping, weed, and cigarettes.
All right. If I'm gonna be truly honest, I was smoking cigarettes at 11. Okay.
That's just wild.
Pot at around that age.
11?
Yeah, 12, 11-ish, 12.
God, thank God your brain's okay.
Listen, we grew up young and fast when we were kids. We did.
That's crazy.
Okay.
11?
Yeah, everyone did it when we were young. Everyone smoked. Everyone's parents smoked.
Yeah, it was like very
normalized. The parents
normalized.
couldn't smell the smoke when you came home.
Because it already smells like that.
They were smoking.
Yeah.
The house smelled like smoke. That being said, they were 1,000,000% against me doing it.
Yeah.
They never found out I did it. They never caught me. I wasn't a pothead, but that's what kids did at that age. So I understand and I get it. Today, with all that's out there, the studies on the brain, the studies on the lungs, if you're vaping, okay, you are an idiot. And I don't care if you're holding a vape watching this. Put it down. Do you think in these other countries where they're making these pieces of garbage that you're paying $3, $4, $5, $10 for, making them for 7 cents, you know what's in that? You know what's making it taste like strawberry, blueberry ice? What is blueberry ice even? I see them in cars. Caramel fudge. What? You're sucking this into your lungs?
It's terrible.
It's disgusting. Okay, now, if you're going to smoke, don't do that. I would say go smoke cigarettes, but I'm not going to say go smoke. I'm not going to tell you to smoke cigarettes. But compared to this vaping garbage that you guys do, it makes you stink like garbage. It makes your breath stink. So if you, let's say you meet a guy or a girl that doesn't vape, and you're like, this big cloud of smoke that looks like a diesel engine. You're like an idiot, okay?
Dad, you're
smoke's
ripping
coming out of your
them.
nose, and your sunroof is billowing smoke. And then you go meet somebody and you talk to him in a bar and you're trying to be nice and you're a good guy, you're a good person, but you reek like rotten pineapple pear crispy vanilla wafer. It's disgusting. Okay, it's disgusting. So, you know, I'm being honest.
I mean, there you go.
And it's horrible for your health. Now, pot.
Hi, I just want to give a quick disclaimer. If drugs are a trigger for you, my dad gets very into the topic of drug abuse and stuff like that in this next question. I was debating on cutting it out because it's a little intense. But he's very passionate about it, and if it can help just one person, then it's absolutely worth leaving it in. So skip to this time if you're not interested in hearing about drug abuse.
Let's get into pot.
Uh-oh.
Okay? The old generation before me, they used to call it dope. Oh, you're smoking dope.
Really? Is that
what
what they're referring to in the songs?
No, today dope is heroin. Dope is painkillers, oxycodone, and all that crap.
Oh,
now,
Jesus.
Let me explain. Before I go into pot, okay? Are you gonna ask me anything about pills and crap like that?
No.
Okay.
Before it's like younger.
I go into, okay, I don't care what age it is. Pills, this, that, the other thing. When we were kids, you could have did any drug. You weren't dying. Heroin, you could overdose. It was so rare for someone to overdose on heroin that it was not even a thing. It would happen, but it was a freak thing. Okay, cocaine, nobody overdosed. You'd get paranoid delusions, people on a lot of cocaine. Like if you had a nutty guy that was a cocaine dealer and he had access to it and he was doing it all the time, the personality changes. Okay, you turn into a paranoid, delusional, you think you're Tony Montana and you're really an idiot. You could have a heart attack. You could stay up for 2 days straight and collapse. I had a friend that was up for 2 days and collapsed on Main Street, fell on his face, busted his nose open, was bloody. Ambulance came for him. Now he's got to, 16 years old, he's got to explain to his mother why he collapsed on Main Street. Because you were up for 2-3 days doing coke. Okay, so now, in today's day and age, you have drug dealers that are scumbags. A drug dealer, to me, is a scumbag to begin with. I'm being honest.
I could tell.
Okay? When you go and take something called fentanyl and you sprinkle it into the drugs, you're more than a scumbag. Okay? And what you should get when you do go to jail is what they do to people that mess around with KIDS. I don't want to get her. You understand? You should be in the same category because you're killing people. They put it in everything. So any kid out there listening to me, I'm going to tell you that the drug dealer doesn't care about you. And if you think you're going to go, oh yeah, we're going to get some coke, you don't even know what coke is, okay? I never did it in my life, okay? So I'm not going to talk like I know. But I've been around many people that did it, and I was there when it was done, and it's not what you think it is. What it was like drinking 5 cups of coffee with a Red Bull on top. You were energetic, you were having fun, you felt good, you were happy, you felt euphoric. It was a great night. It was.
Isn't it for like 10 minutes? They say
15 minutes. You got to go back to the bathroom and do it again. Today they put fentanyl in it, so
you can't mess around.
You do coke, you do feel different, but you're not doing real literal cocaine.
Yeah,
you're not
mixed with
it's
other
garbage.
things.
It's just you're gonna feel different. So it's great. No, because somebody explained it to me like this. When they put fentanyl into drugs, it's little granules. A little granule could get you high. 2 little granules, and I'm talking about something as small than a grain of salt, will kill you. Okay, so the little one you get high, very high. The next one, you die. So when they make it, they take a big bucket. You ever see your parents when they're plastering the walls before they paint? They're touching up the wall, the holes, and they take a bucket that big, put cocaine in it, fentanyl, some other crap, mix it up, stir it up, stir it up. They stir it up as best they can. Now, you do the same thing with chocolate chip cookies, right? So you put the chocolate chips in there. You think every chocolate chip cookie you make, because you've all eaten them, you think they have the even amount of chips? No. One's going to have 13, one's going to have 9, one's going to have 10, one's going to have 7. Same thing with the pills, because now they take that whole big blob of crap, they put it into pill molds, let it sit, it dries, and here you go. Oh yeah, it looks just like oxycodone, looks just like a Percocet, looks like a Xanax. Okay, you know how many kids took Xanax and died?
Yeah, it's terrible. It's happening to so many people,
and
like public figures.
Yes, a lot of people are doing Xanax thinking it's fun to party. So you get a Xanax, and the drug dealer, dumb as he is, they're pretty smart, and the Xanax looks just like the one from the store. They make it counterfeit it, but it's got fentanyl in it.
Yeah, and you could
take
die.
One, and it's over.
Now,
let me go back to the pot.
To that.
Okay.
So we can wrap that question.
I'm gonna wrap it up, okay? But I want you guys to know it's not a joke. Pot. Oh yeah, it's so innocent. Everyone does it. I've also seen people that I went to high school with that didn't do anything. And in 11th grade, 12th grade, started to smoke pot. And I saw their personality change. I'm like, oh, that's sucky, man.
Yeah.
Guy now he's coming in with beet red eyes. He's got his head on the desk. But they used to call it dope because it turns you into a dope. And it's not a joke.
Okay.
What it does is, I want to wrap this up because I know Brookie's got questions. It will take your edge to be a hustler. It'll take your drive. It just takes away that ambition. And it's not good for your brain. I hope I got my point across.
So it's a big no.
I need a no.
All of that is a big no.
No, period.
The next question is adulting.
What are you talking about?
Adulting. Like, that's a saying now. Like, oh, I'm adulting.
When I become an adult, I'll let you know.
I like that one.
No, I could talk about it. What are you talking about? Like being an adult and...
Yeah, just like, what is your opinion on adulting? Do you like it? Do you wish you could be a kid again?
I try not to regret things in my life. There are things I would do different if I could do it over again. But that being said, I also use that for now, okay? Because I'm not done by far. I am not over the hill. I almost feel like I'm in my final quarter of the game. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Which is a good thing and a bad thing. I'm going to tell you why. Because at this point, I don't feel like I have the time. So I have to make it happen. And so being an adult, I don't regret much. I learn from my mistakes. I learn from my regrets. I try to move forward with that in mind. Being an adult is great, but what happens is, then comes responsibility, then comes the mortgage, then comes the car payment, then comes the, how are the kids doing, then are they okay, are they healthy, are they growing.
So like, what is a piece of advice you would give to somebody, especially my demographic, who like is going from coming out of school or moving out of their parents' house and like actually having to take on responsibility? Like, what is a piece of advice you would give them for like this transitional period from childhood to adulting?
It's a reality check. It's a tough one because I like being goofy. I like being like a kid. I like hanging out with the kids. I like joking all the time. I'm always a jokester. I'm always saying, my wife is always, I look at her, I go, I'm so funny. funny that it's unbelievable, but you don't laugh. Why?
So I think that's the perfect advice, to just always keep that like inner child in you.
Yeah, always. Never let that go. Don't take yourself too seriously. But
that's perfect.
Let me tell you something right now. You think you have so much time, you think you have all the time in the world. It goes like this. So every moment have a purpose, and every moment be focused on that purpose, yet enjoy your life along the way, because life is funny. You always say, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna go on that trip, I'm gonna do this, and then what happens is, once you get to the point where you have the money, you have the freedom, you might lose the freedom to do that. In other words, what's going on with Graham, it's hard, because I could do anything. Me and Mom could go anywhere. You guys are big, we could leave you, but now we can't with Graham. So it's a little, Graham, it's tough to balance it, but
yeah, so do it even if you
do
feel
it,
like
but don't. It's another hard thing, because along the way, at times I couldn't afford it, and it was like I have to worry about you guys, and I have to worry about the household, and I have to worry about my family financially before I go and have fun.
Well, if you don't have that, then do it now.
Yeah, do it while you're young, because you're only going to be young once, and it goes fast.
My camera was dying, but we're back. Sleepovers with boyfriends.
Oh, God almighty. All boyfriends are different, and what I mean by that is, you could tell, you could get a good read on someone. You could get fooled too, but you could get a good read on someone, all right? And I'm pretty good at reading people. I've been around, and if I feel good about somebody, I don't have a problem with it. I really don't. I'm not this, I'm not like an old-fashioned, although I am old-fashioned in a lot of ways. How about this? I got one for you. I'm old-fashioned in a way that I'm not gonna see in 6 months 7 different boyfriends sleeping over. If I feel good about somebody, I'm okay with it.
Clothes that are too revealing.
I'm very understanding of fashion. I'm very understanding of what you guys do for a living. You can wear revealing clothing somewhat respectfully.
Yeah.
But there is a point. Like, let's face it. Some of the bathing suits you guys come out with are a little ridiculous. In the last few years, but I understand, because now I'm not a total nut. I'll look around the beach and say, well, everyone's wearing that, so you have to kind of go with the times. But I've never looked at you guys and said, no, go change.
That happened one time to me when I was like 12.
Was it me?
Yes.
Okay.
But my shorts were way too short.
Okay, perfect.
And I was literally a child.
You're a little kid, okay? And you need to get checked.
Yeah, and they were ugly.
Yeah, well...
why were, shorts shouldn't... It was that time where shorts were, literally this big. They just didn't need to be that big.
Yeah,
it was just ugly.
Yeah,
now that I look back.
You get to a point where it's like, yeah... What are you out of your mind? Next question.
Thoughts on your kids getting back with an ex?
That's a tough one. I'm going to tell you why.
They're all hard questions.
That's a tough one. It all depends on why that person was an ex. Now, let's say the ex was a bad person. Let's say the ex cheated on you. Let's say you broke up with them, but you really loved them, but they were nothing but mean to you, and this, that, and the other thing. I don't think it's a good idea. But my wife and I were exes at one time.
So you can't be fully against it.
And we're together 35 years after the fact. However, we were so young the first time we dated that how do you expect that to turn into marriage? It would kind of be weird.
So it's very circumstantial.
I was 12.
That's insane.
Okay? I was 12, smoking my pot and cigarettes.
No wonder she left you. Or whoever left you.
But you can't expect that to turn into marriage. We went our separate ways, and I always had her in the back of my mind. It was just very strange. Very, very strange.
That is so strange. It's called soulmates.
Yeah. And I bumped into her again, and it was just weird.
If it was a good pass, it's okay, but if it was bad,
yeah, you have to know when to end it. I'm going to tell you why. We're going to talk about girls getting back with guys. For some reason, girls chase toxic guys. It's just a weird thing. And the reason why is because they're a bad boy. They're not committing. So when a guy doesn't commit, girls chase them. It's the way it is.
Yeah.
And girls could chase a guy for a long time that's not committing. It just happens. And let's flip it. Now you have a guy that's a nice guy, and he tells you he loves you, and he tells you he's going to be with you forever. And some girls will
they don't like
run from that.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing. So if you're out there wondering why you're the way you are as a girl. It's because you're normal. It's just, you know what I mean? It's and then
what it is.
And then I'm not gonna like say all hope is gone. Then you will find someone that you just know. You both just know. So when he's telling you he loves you, you're not running because you're like, this guy is great. I love this guy. There are also times when people could break up and then you realize what you had. And you're like, I was wrong. I wasn't thinking right. And those things could work as well.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah, I feel like there's
in a good thing.
Yeah,
not
I feel
a bad
like there's
thing.
like a one.
Yeah.
You get a second chance and that's it.
But there
know?
are also things that there's no coming back from.
Yeah.
There's a lot of gray areas in that question.
Yeah. I mean, all of these. Biggest worry as a girl dad. Obviously, he has sons too, but...
Biggest worry as a girl dad. God forbid somebody grabbing you on the street, you know, pulling you into a car. That's the ultimate fear for any dad with a daughter. Being out on the street alone. I don't like when you guys are alone. And then God forbid that. That's really the biggest fear.
Yeah.
That's like your ultimate fear. What's a normal kind of fear? You know, your feelings getting hurt. You know, you maybe friends that are mean, maybe bullies. You know, you just don't want your kids to feel bad. And if it happens and you could use that as your superpower, there's no telling what you could do.
Yeah.
So anybody out there that's been bullied or whatever, and I'm not talking about I'll show them, and you know, I'm just talking about it putting a fire under your butt.
Yeah, not letting it get you down. And
listen, even a broken heart, you could just give yourself. I don't know the word for it. I know
Depression?
the word. I don't. No. You could use it to drive you.
Oh.
You could use it to be ambitious.
Drinking, and at what age?
Oh my God. Okay. That's a really. These are unbelievable
They're
questions.
intense,
My
right?
God.
They're controversial questions.
Okay, I didn't crawl out from under a rock. I didn't just fall off the turnip truck. In my neighborhood, people drank very young. I know you're not supposed to drink until you're 21, but I'm also not delusional. And I also know that experimental drinking age might have gone up since I was a kid.
I think so.
Okay? So we're looking at 14, 15. I'm not stupid. Sleepover. Oh, my parents don't care if we drink. And then, you know, as a parent, you should know where your kid's sleeping over. But I'm just giving an example. I wouldn't fall off my chair and think that I failed as a parent if I found out my kid drank at 14 or 15. Do I want them to? I think it's too young. But I'm a realist, and I know that these things happen. But what would I be comfortable with? The drinking age used to be 18. I think when you're 18, you're somewhat of an adult. I think 18, 19, 20. I think if you want to have a drink in front of me, you should probably be 22 or 23. Okay? I don't think you should ever be comfortable drinking in front of your parents until you're up there in age. I don't agree with seeing 15 and 16-year-olds cracking beers open at a barbecue with their mother sitting there.
I never understood
I'm not
that.
judging. I just don't agree with it. It's my personal preference.
Yeah.
Because I never saw anything good come out of it. But kids are going to do what they're going to do. If you're going to do it, be safe. Don't be stupid. Don't guzzle a glass of scotch. You know, because you think you're cool and you're young and you guzzle a glass of scotch and within a half an hour you're falling on the floor throwing up or you're doing something real stupid, you know, so just be smart, guys. That's all. I would say I gave my ages and I'm going to stick with it.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
The rest are just questions for you. What were his goals in life when he was your age? So when you were 24, what were your goals in life?
When I was 24? It's tough to say because I always dreamt big. Okay, and I'm going to tell you what I mean. When I was very young, I found a book that my father had. It was an old book that he found from who knows. Like, it was old when he had it, and I still have the book. It's called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And I highly recommend anyone who's lost in life to read it because it will clear up a lot of things and a lot of doubts that you may have. Because the way I thought as a young guy, if I would have told a teacher or if I would have told any adult, they would have said, you are out of your mind. You're batshit crazy. I read this book and it basically told you that whatever you can conceive and believe, you can achieve. But as a young guy, I was kind of doing some stuff that I shouldn't have. I wasn't hurting anyone. I was never a drug dealer or anything like that. But I had in my mind that I was going to make who even knows how many millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. There was no cap on what I wanted to do, but it got me in trouble. So it sidetracked. I got sidetracked big time. I'll tell you this. Do I have the end goal of what I wanted? No, not yet. I'm still on my way. But I did put on paper, which it says to do in the book, a lot of things that I wanted and I wanted to achieve. And when I go back to that paper, I did them.
Wow.
Okay? I did them. It was almost like an old-fashioned vision board that I put it on paper, and I still have the paper, and I can look at it. Cool. I always wanted to be self-sufficient. In other words, self-made. Not answer to anyone, which I am, okay? As you guys know, I had one job. It lasted about a week. And I was 17. Then I had a bouncer job, which kind of wasn't really a job. It was just kind of hanging out. My friends were there. I'm doing my own thing. I prided myself on being my own man. But that was also a bit of a trap because I felt successful because I did that. But I wasn't successful in the eyes of people around me. Then I had to become successful. And I'm not talking like I'm Bill Gates or I'm sitting on $1 billion. I'm not. But to me, I feel very good about myself. And I went for a long time. I didn't, and for a long time, you internally fight yourself, and you don't feel good about yourself, and you're not in the moment. Because in your mind, you're just going, I got to get this figured out. I got to get this figured out. I got to get this. And that's all you're thinking about. When I tell you that's all you're thinking about, the bills are coming. You're stressed. You're not in the moment. You're just not. You're not with your kids, with your family. That's kind of the price you have to pay to be self-reliant, self-sufficient, and your own man. Yeah, you have to sacrifice, and you're not normal. You're just not. You don't have a normal mindset, but you know what you want, you go for it. So my goals, I did reach a lot of my goals, and I'm not, like I said earlier in the video, I'm far from done, and I'm far from over.
But that makes it fun.
Oh, it's fun. I love it. One more bite.
How do you deal with the different personalities of your kids? Which is something you always say.
Crazy.
I know.
Everyone's different.
Because they want, like, advice from you as a dad. You know what I mean?
Some of you don't ask for advice, which is fine, but...
Oh, as kids? Like us?
Yeah. Like, it's funny because you're all different. You all get a different kind of reaction from me, but it's all coming from the same place, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, like you're not...
I don't favor anyone. Yeah. You just have tolerances in different ways.
For different, yeah.
Like some...
Like you have to have patience in different areas.
In different areas. Like some... That's such a crazy question, but...
I know.
Like I said, everyone gets the same version of me in a different way.
Yeah, like attention in different areas.
Yeah.
Where it's needed.
Yeah, 100%.